Hi. So I am a men's rights activist, and I have been called an anti-feminist in the past. Now, I don't really like that label, and I don't call myself an anti-feminist. But in this video, I'm going to explain to you why so many people call themselves anti-feminist. Because I think there's a lot of genuine confusion here as to what people mean when they say anti-feminist. A lot of people think that when someone says they're anti-feminist, it means they're against the idea of women's equality, and they're against the definition of feminism, which is that men and women are equal. And that's not what MRAs mean when we say we're anti-feminist. When we say that we're against feminism, we're against the specific actions that feminist organizations and individuals do and say. So in 2020, for example, in the UK, feminist organizations campaigned against equal rights for male victims of domestic violence. MRAs wanted to have equal rights for male and female victims of domestic violence, whereas feminists protested against male victims getting equal rights. And that is an example of us being anti-feminist. It's not because we're against the idea of men and women being equal. We do support equality. And the definition of feminism, that being men and women are equal, and I'm sorry if the sunshine was just really bright right now. I'm in Florida, that just happens. But when you look at what feminist organizations actually say and do, it doesn't really reflect equality. And so the reason why we're anti-feminist is not because we're against the feminist principles. We do agree with the feminist principles of equality. But when you look at the laws that feminists support, and when you look at the theories that feminists support, it discriminates against men. And feminists support laws that hurt men. And feminists support laws that hurt boys even. Feminists deny the education gap. Feminists are very, very cruel towards male victims of domestic violence. I mean, when you look at what feminists say about male victims of domestic violence, it's very regressive and it's very backwards. And when you see how feminists treat homeless men and circumcision, it's very regressive and it's very backwards. So when a feminist tells me, feminism simply means equality between men and women, I agree with that definition, but when I see what feminists actually say and do in the real world, it doesn't match up. And so that's what MRAs mean when we say we're anti-feminist. We're not against the principle of feminism as per the definition of men and women being equal. We agree with this. And I think this is where the genuine confusion comes in. People think that MRAs are against feminism because we're against women's rights, or we think that women belong in the kitchen, or that women shouldn't go to college and all that stuff. And that's completely not what MRAs believe at all. The reason why we're anti-feminist is because the things that feminists and feminist organizations say and do not align with equality. And I'll take a debate with any feminist anytime on any platform. And let's talk about equality. Let's talk about the laws. Let's talk about the stats. And let's talk about how we think men and women should be treated. And I think you'll find if you talk to an MRA, if you really believe in equality, you might find that you agree with that MRA. So anyway, I'm Blue Orange 22. Thanks very much.